There is one type of person that I absolutely can't stand, and it's the person who is always making excuses. Why you can't do this, or why you can't do that. But the truth is, you're so much luckier than you actually think. There are so many people in this life who have it worse than you, and that is generally the truth. There are tens of millions of people who are suffering cancer right now, but your excuse to not going towards achieving your goals is that you're tired today. Really? Because down the line, there will be a day that you get to where you can no longer work towards your goals. Something in your life, it will hit you like that. And your life will be completely changed. And there's nothing you can do about that. That is simply how life works. That one day you'll be hit with a change and you won't know how to deal with it. You may not have anyone there to comfort you. So what are you going to do? This is the time when you're younger, even if you're not young and you're watching this video, even if you're in your 50s or 60s, you still have potentially a long life ahead of you, many, many more years. Are you going to use those years, or are you going to waste them complaining, making excuses? Because no one remembers the person who makes the excuses. No one remembers your excuses. They just remember that you didn't do it. And don't get me wrong, I've been that person before. I've been there where, you don't feel like doing something. You really don't. There's no motivation. There's no drive. There's no something to get you up in the morning and do it. But living a life like that, your life will fly by. It will absolutely fly by. Because it'll be, oh, I'll do it next week. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next week. Next thing you know, months have passed. Years have passed. And you're still in the exact same spot that you were a few years back. Taking that step in life, the first step is the hardest part. I think the best analogy about it is that an aeroplane uses 90% of its fuel taking off. The other 10% is just up there, gliding. But the acceleration phase, that first step, uses 90% of the energy. And that's how you should view yourself. That once you get going, it's easy. But the starting bit, that is what's hard. So how are you going to adapt that and improve your life? How are you going to implement that into your own life? What is it that you're doing? What is it as those ideas, the business thoughts that you've had that you haven't taken any action into? What if it's your fitness goals? Something more personal to me, something that I help people with. Your fitness goals, you want to lose weight, you want to gain muscle, you just want a nice healthy body that will allow you to stay active for the whole of your life. But that starts today. And the problem is, you aren't doing anything today. Because you have your excuse. And the truth is, excuses are for failures. That is the truth. And you say you want to lose weight. You say you want to gain muscle. But you don't do anything towards it. You're waiting for the magic serum to come out. And that everything will be all good again. And that's kind of to do with the fast fix. Everyone wants the fast fix now. But the worst thing is that even if the fast fix came out, there will still be people who will make excuses for not going to do that because they are that lazy. If you really want to separate yourself from the average person in this life, trust me, it is not difficult. It really isn't difficult because a large majority of people on this earth are so incredibly lazy, you wouldn't even know. They literally do not give a fuck. But you do. That's why you're watching this video. That's why you want to take this step, but you don't know how. You don't know why. What's stopping you? And I think you have to have that self-reflection of what actually is stopping you. Is it because you know it's going to be hard? I think that will be the biggest reason for most people, because I have a cold shower every single morning. I have every single day since January 1st, 2023. That's 3.5 years now I've been doing it. And it doesn't get much easier. Every morning I have to psych myself up. It's still cold and it doesn't get easier. And I know it's going to be hard. That's why I delay and I procrastinate getting into the shower. Not every day, but there are days where I procrastinate. There's been days in the last 3 years where I've procrastinated a shower for over an hour and a half. Something that takes a couple of minutes. And you think that you won't procrastinate doing something that will take 6 months, a year, 2 years. You could procrastinate for decades about actually doing this, about actually taking action. But the days where I've woken up, and there's been days where I get in, bang, I'm in there. No, not a single second of delay. Not a single second of procrastination. I'm in there, bang, job done. And after you feel, whoa, that was good. Fucking well up for it today. And that's what you need to be like as many days as you can. And it won't be every day, and that is fine. But having the mentality that, okay, I might push it back, but this is who I am now. This is my routine. This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be working towards my purpose. I'm going to be working towards those fitness goals because I want to lose the weight. There's so many reasons and motives for you to lose the weight. But will you actually go and do it? Will you put in the hard work that you know you need to put in? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe you will just sack it off. But that is down to you. At the end of the day, no one is going to be there to hold your hand, to do it for you, to spoon feed you. They won't be there for that. At the end of the day, it is just you. And you have to make that decision whether you do or don't. It really comes down to that. It is that simple. And a lot of people don't want to hear this. A lot of people want to be, comforted. They want their hand held. They want to be fed with the spoon. But life isn't like that. Life is not like that one bit. You have to grab it by the balls and take action. And stop the excuses. Please stop the excuses, because they're the most frustrating thing to hear. No one wants to hear excuses because it's bollocks. Take accountability for why you don't do something. Take accountability in your own life and then take control.